Hi, everybody. I'm just a few minutes early because I want to get everything set up here. Give everybody a second to get here. Okay, here we are. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Everybody can see. Okay, here comes a few people. Hi, Melissa. I feel like my camera here, I don't know if I want to try to fix it. I feel like it's going to be hard for me to create at this angle. Let me see if that's any better for you guys. But now I feel like it's at an angle. Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry guys. That might be better if it stays. There we go. Just a little bit of adjusting. Hey, Julie. Okay, welcome you guys. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I feel like it's a little straighter. So hello, I hope that you guys are all having a good Friday. Today has been better for me. It was somewhat better than it was earlier this week. Hey, Gail. Hi, Anne. I got some sleep last night. Cheryl, I hope you got my email. I sent you an email yesterday. I hope you got it about your product. I got a little bit of sleep last night, which was really good. And then today, I put makeup on for the first time, put some jewelry on, and I'm feeling a little bit better. Kayla had a meeting with her class today via Zoom, via online, and started to get set up for next week. And I feel like finally some things are starting to work, and with her stuff, we were having a lot of problems getting her signed up for a lot of things, and I feel like that's finally good, right? And so we're kind of it's just a new a new thing, right? And seeing her teacher and hearing all the kids' voices, and it was really good for us. And kind of sad, it made me really miss them. I'm at the school quite a bit and I see them, and so to see their little faces and hear them talking about this and missing school and missing everyone, it was kind of hard, but it was good to connect. So today, for our project, I'm actually going to be making 3 cards with you guys, and we are going to be making the Blessed2Craft Monthly Make and Takes. So this is something brand new. This is only our 2nd month doing it, and this is something that I'm doing going forward. It's called Blessed2Craft Monthly Make and Take. And what you can do is sign up to get a make and take packet from me. And in the packet, you get a little bit of product. I'm going to show you what everybody got this month. And then you get some projects to make. We make these projects live at the very end of the month. So the last Friday of the month, we come together. We make these projects. If you have the packet, you can make the stuff with us, which is really fun. And then I'm going to add some exclusive things. The first thing is, if you're receiving the Blessed2Craft monthly packet, you will also receive my Simply Sweets tutorial packet, which is 9 different projects with 1 suite of product. So you will receive that. And then I'm thinking about doing an exclusive project with our items. I'm trying to think about a couple things that I can add that are exclusive for you guys paying for the kit to get it. But then everybody will get to see the projects made. And so this month, everybody got a 6x6 pack of paper of the Pleased as Punch designer paper, which is this paper right here. So you got a 1/4 pack, and it has these great designs. You're going to use some of this designer paper to make your projects. And then I also included a couple free gifts for you guys. There's some extra designer paper in your packets, and I'll be doing that every month. So the idea is that the more people that sign up, the more product will be included in the packets, because this is a product base. So I don't include any stamp sets or dies. You're welcome to get those separate from your kits, but I'm focusing on getting you guys things that we consume, such as designer paper or adhesive, rhinestones. Everybody got a set of Noble Peacock rhinestones, and then they also got a Wink Estella pen. This is the glimmer pen. So these are things that you guys can use, and you don't have to worry about if you don't like the stamp set that I'm using, you can use a different one. That's the idea in what I'm trying to do with this, so that it's a little bit more open-ended for you guys to be able to participate. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to use the designer paper. And then with this designer paper, you can cut the images out. You can fussy cut the images out, or you can use the punches that they coordinate with. So the punches that coordinate with this paper is this one under my umbrella, the heart punch, and then the tulip punch. So all three of these punches will work with the paper, along with this punch here. Let me grab it. This punch here also coordinates with the paper. We're not using this one on any of our projects, but you totally could use it with the designer paper. So those are the ones that coordinate. I've pre-cut everything so that it's easier, since we're making so many cards. And because my kids are home, I really feel like I've got to not be on here too long. So that's the situation. I have a lot of stuff pre-cut, and we'll go ahead and get started. So when you get your packet, you get everything to make the cards. So you got 3 packets, and they have all the pieces, like your card base and everything. And then you'll use your designer paper to cut out the pieces you need for the pieces. But like, I sent sequins, I sent baker's twine. So everything else you'll have to make, and then you get an envelope so that you can make sure to send your card. So our first card that we're going to start with, and then also your make and take packet comes with a printed PDF. Now this month it did not come in your packet because I ran out of ink and paper, and I can't just go get ink and paper right now, obviously, with everything going on. And the reason I ran out of it is because I'm having to print so much stuff for homeschooling. I've got 3 kids. And so the amount of stuff I'm having to print out to have is quite a bit. So I wasn't able to include the printed PDF, but everybody is going to get an email with this video link. That's the other thing. Even if you can't make it live, you still get to see the video. I'll send everybody an email with the link to the video and the PDF. Now, only those that are paying for the packet get the PDF. I'm not going to post that PDF publicly. It's just for those getting the kit, and it comes with instruction. Well, it comes with measurements and then a photo of the card, just like my normal PDFs do. So we are going to start by, if you didn't get the kit and you're just following along, you're going to fold your card stock. So you have a card that opens like this. And then the next piece you have is going to be a piece of vellum. Hey, Chris. And for this piece of vellum, I'm going to use the Modern Heart stamp. And I just want to use this watercolor piece here. The other reason that this particular, the way I'm doing it, where I'm not including a stamp set, is because I can use more stamp sets for our project. So for today, I'm using 3 different stamp sets, and I want to encourage you guys to get into your stamp sets and use your stamp sets. This one is from the annual catalog, and I haven't used it since the catalog first came out. And I love it. And sometimes we get so caught up in all of the new things that are coming out that we forget to go back into our stash and use the things that we were excited about, 3 or 4 months ago. So I really want to encourage you guys to find stamps that will work. I believe there's another one of these that have a kind of like this watercolor type whoosh. It's Love What You Do. So if you have that stamp set, that will work for that as well. You might have a really old set called Gorgeous Grunge, which I really love. It's one of my favorite sets, and I still have it in my rotation of stamps. That would work as well. So look in your sets and see what you have. And then I feel like if you're getting the paper and the kits, you can make any stamp set work. So I'm using Pool Party, and what I'm going to do is stamp on this vellum a few times in different places. Now vellum, it's going to take a little bit of time for your vellum to dry. So you're going to want to set this aside to let that dry. You can kind of see it's still kind of wet. So let's set that aside for one moment. And then what I'm going to do, I should have had a piece of grid paper down because I stamped kind of off that vellum. So I'm just going to, so I don't get ink anywhere else. Okay, so that's all we're going to use that stamp set for. Now what you're going to want to do is take your purple piece here. This is Gorgeous Grape, and it's cut at 1 inch by 2 inches. And you can use your punch. You can use this if you want, or you can just flag your own. You don't have to, you can just use scissors to do this. Sometimes I think using the punch makes it more complicated than it needs to be. You can probably do it just as fast with scissors, but if you happen to have the triple banner punch, might as well use it, right? So there's that. And then we have our piece. And I want to stamp my sentiment. So the sentiment that I'm going to use is from, I feel like I want this a little bit shorter. Like, I feel like I just want it at 2, is that 2 inches? Okay, so that is 2 inches. So let's do like 1.5. Okay, that will work. Did I do that crooked? No, it's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I'm going to use Hello, this little tiny sentiment. And this is a good opportunity for our vellum piece to dry. So we just have that setting aside. And we'll take Hello. And then we're going to stamp that. We'll do it in Memento Black ink. And we're going to stamp this several times. So just stack it. Ooh, the lighting just changed. Sorry, guys. Still is a little bit okay, but it's not as bright. So I got mine a little bit closer to the bottom than I wanted. I should have started up a little bit more, but it's totally fine. Okay, so now what we want to do is bring our vellum piece back. It's probably still not perfectly dry, so we're still going to be careful, but what we're going to do is attach all of our umbrella pieces, because that's what's going to hide our adhesive when we attach our vellum piece. So I have some umbrellas here that I've just used the punch with. And then I have some of the bottom pieces of the umbrella. And so what we're going to do is, I like to sort of lay things out first to give me an idea of what I want to do. And then I want this one to be probably like this. And then the bottoms, we're kind of going to tuck things around. And then I want this one over here. So we're going to move these around a little bit. Okay, so this one I know can just go straight on because that one's not gonna be tucked anywhere. So, and you can see a little bit of the ink for sure got on there. It's not quite dry. You can take your heat tool to it if you want, but you have to be careful not to warp your vellum. So I know for sure that this one is not going to be moved anywhere. So let's put this one on here. Okay, so next I'm going to start with this one up here because I know for sure nothing is overlapping this one. And let's put this one flat. So what we need to do is add some snail, and then let's grab one of our umbrella bottoms. And then you just want to make sure whichever way you want the loop down here, just make sure you're thinking about that. So I'm just going to add some snail. Okay, so this one I feel like can go just right in the corner. And then before I press this down, tuck that underneath. There we go. So far, so good, right? Okay. So next, we're gonna have this one, and it's gonna, so I want this kind of over the top of it. Okay, so let's put some adhesive. We'll do this one flat too. It's hard to do this and not touch the vellum. Okay. So we'll do this one sort of like this. And then this one will pop up. Does that make sense to everybody? You just got to play with it a little bit. That's probably the best thing that you can do. And each one you do will be different because your placement will be different. These are probably closer than I wanted. Okay, so then next, let's add, that one's messed up. So let's add, this is a little hard to see. Here we go. So let's add this one this way. And you could totally use liquid glue. I feel like with liquid glue, it might be a little bit of a mess on the vellum. So you just want to be careful with that. Oh, I'm gonna need another little handle. Okay, and then here's this handle here. And how about we put it that way? And then we need one more handle, and one of mine was messed up, so I'm gonna have to punch out another one with you guys. So we'll just put this here and we'll overlap it. So there's some layering happening. Okay, so let's grab our punch. And some black cardstock. Hopefully I do. Here's a scrap. I organized all of my scraps this week and threw out a bunch of threw out a bunch of scraps. I don't keep every little thing. Once my little container starts to overflow, I start getting rid of pieces. So I did that this week, so that felt good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop up our vellum, but we're only gonna be able to pop it up in these. Well, you know what? Let's not. Let's just use regular adhesive, and we'll pop up our sentiment piece. So I'm putting adhesive where all the umbrellas are. That's gonna hide the adhesive. So the vellum piece is just cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So it's a nice layer. And because there's not adhesive all over it, you're going to get the vellum to kind of stick up a little bit, which gives it a little bit of an added look. So we'll go ahead and pop this piece up. And I'm going to put 4 dimensionals on here. And then what I'm going to do is attach this piece right here. Like so. Probably needed to come over a little bit more. Can I change it? Probably not by a lot now. Okay, good enough. Yeah, probably should have done it a little bit more over. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to show you on one of the umbrellas, but I'm not going to do the bows for all of them because, again, with the kids being home, I can't be on here for a long time. So what I do with my baker's twine, this is very old baker's twine. We don't even carry this anymore. This is Bermuda Bay baker's twine, and nobody should be shocked that I have a stockpile of Bermuda Bay baker's twine. So what I do is I just tie a bow. I just snip off a little piece. I tie a bow, kind of play around with it till you get it about the size you want it. Trim off the extra. And then I like to take a glue dot. I feel like that's what works best. And hopefully everybody can see and hear me. I'm not seeing too many comments come in. So I'm hoping my feed and my comments are working. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just stick that to the glue dot. And then I sort of push the glue dot up into a little ball. And what that does is it also gives it a little bit of dimension. And then press it to your umbrella. Okay, so I'm not going to do that for everyone, but I'll show you how it looks when it's done. Okay, and then I sent some sequins. These are really beautiful sequins. These are, I think it's pronounced Doris crystal sequins, and I just get them on Amazon. They're my favorite iridescent sequins to get. And what we're going to do is just sprinkle a few of these around. So instead of like stamping raindrops or something like that, we're going to use the sequins as if it was raindrops. And your adhesive will dry clear once you get it on there, so I'm not too worried about that. So I just like to sprinkle them around, use some different sizes. There's a couple different sizes in here. Like so. flip that one over. Like that. Whoops. That one went flying. Okay. Okay. So there's the sequence on there. And then this is what it looks like when you have all the bows on your umbrellas. Super cute, right? So I'll finish that card when I'm done here. That's our very first card. The next card we're going to do, we're going to use the heart punch. And we're going to use this stamp set. There are 2 of these stamp sets. It's a 2 set right here. It's called Well Said, and I just love all of the different sentiments that you can do. So we're going to use this set here. We are going to start out with our Whisper White piece of cardstock, and we'll fold this. Grab a bone folder. The next piece we're going to use is this striped piece, which I love. I've used this striped piece really a lot. It's so colorful and so fun. On the back of this is where you can get the flowers. And this piece is cut the same size as the card. So it's going to be the entire front of the card. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Hey, Carol. Okay, so next what I have is this piece here, and you can see there's some texture on it. I ran this through the Subtles embossing folder, and everybody who got a kit, everything's embossed for you. So your pieces, if I recall, it was a little bit ago that I prepped these kits, but I'm sure I embossed everything for everybody. Sometimes I like to give you guys the option to use whatever embossing folder you have on hand. This one is the Subtles, and it's one of my favorites. I use it a ton. I really wish we had cardstock that was textured like this already. It's such a fun texture, and I just wish that I could get this texture on bigger than a 6x6 piece of paper. So I added a little bit of foam to it, and I layered it. So we have a nice layer. And then what we're going to do is layer these hearts. So, I missed a step. Okay, can totally do it. So we're going to take some Bermuda Bay twine and we're going to wrap it around several times. Like probably 3 times. Okay, so let's cut this. I probably wasted a little bit of this. I probably could have done a little bit better job of not wasting so much. Okay, and then I'm going to tie it over here. And I sort of pulled it a little tighter than I wanted. Okay, and then just fix the bow. Okay, and then it's over a little farther than I want, but since I forgot to do this at the beginning, These are not my ribbon scissors. I don't know what I'm doing. That's better. Since I forgot to do this at the beginning, it just kind of is what it is. I'm really not happy with this bow, you guys, where it's at. Okay, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. Okay. Okay, now let's press this down. Okay. Okay, so there's that piece, right? Okay, so now let's do our hearts. So I've just punched out all the different color hearts. And we are going to layer them. So again, I'm going to lay these out. Just to get an idea of the, like, how I want the colors to go and sort of where I want them before there's adhesive on them. Like so. Make sure they're kind of even. Yeah, pretty good, right? Hey, Mom. My mom just popped on here. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to add it flat. Trying to kind of keep them where they need to be. I don't know that I'm doing the best job. I don't know that I'm doing the best job with anything right now, you guys. It's kind of my, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now let's do, I think if we do both of these flat too, then we'll do the last one popped up. So I'm going to take both of these and we'll do, these aren't like as straight as I would have liked them to be. Okay. And then this last one, I wanted to do the Bermuda Bay one. We'll do with dimensionals. Okay. Next, we're going to take this piece here, and this is going to be our sentiment. And I want to cut the, well, let's do our, I like to do the sentiment first and then cut it down. So I'm just looking for a sentiment. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. I'll clean all these stamps and put them away when I'm done. I've got to, right when I'm done here, I've got to go do school with Violet. And then I'm going to have to come back in and clean everything up because the kids are running amok. I can hear them. I can hear them starting to fight and have issues. Okay, so let's use our mini trimmer and cut it down to right about there, just so the sentiment is, you know, somewhat centered on there. And then we'll just snip this. So this is just how you would do it if you didn't have the triple banner punch. You can easily flag the end. And then what we're going to do is put dimensional kind of here. Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to get, it's not really large enough to put it kind of in between. If we do this, so it's more up top, then the twine can go kind of on the bottom. Like so. So let me show you how this is a little bit different than the first one. So first, I feel like these are a little bit more centered properly. And then this piece is a little bit shorter. So this one I just did 4. I did the whole thing. I covered the whole thing. On this one, I did 1 inch strip on top and bottom. So you can see it doesn't go the whole length of the card. And then this piece, I bet, is like 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches. 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. So it just gives you a different type of layer. You could do either one. And then I put a little rhinestone right here on this heart. And it has a different sentiment. Again, mix up your sentiments. Look in your stash and see which sentiments you have. Okay, so our very last card that we're going to do is going to be using this stamp set. Oh my gosh, those kids. Okay. So let's start with our card base. And let's just fold this. Yours will already be folded if you got the kit. And then let me not lose this stamp. I need to clean those. Okay. So then the next thing that we're going to do. Okay, so I already see a problem with mine, but I'm going to show you guys how to fix it. Okay, so we have our card base like this, and then I've taken a 1 inch strip of the stripes, and we're going to lay this flat down, and then I'm going to show you a little trick. Where's my adhesive? Oh, right here. Okay, like that. So now I want to put some baker's twine around this piece, but because my card opens up this way, it's a little bit more difficult. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our scissors. You can fold up the designer paper, and we're going to cut a little hole right out of the top. And then when you put your designer paper there, you're really not even going to be able to see it. I'll put some more adhesive there. But now we have a little hole right there. So now let's add a little bit more adhesive to the top here since I bent that designer paper. Okay. Hi, Linda. Okay, so now what we can do is thread this right through. Okay, and then bring it up, thread it again. Oh, sounded like something just broke up there. That's fantastic. Okay. So I still want about 3. There is an easier way to do this, you guys. You just do your card the other direction. I just didn't do that because I normally do my cards this way. Okay, so we're just going to do one more loop. I still need more. Okay, sorry I got really quiet, you guys. I'm concentrating on this. Well, and I'm trying to listen to which one of the kids is causing the problem. Okay. They really the kids have been, really good, all things considered. They're just, tired of all this that's going on. Like the rest of us. What is my problem? Okay, let's cut this. Which I probably just cut it too short because I'm getting annoyed. Okay. Yes, I did cut it too short. Fantastic. Okay. So I really want the loop down at the bottom, like the bow down at the bottom. But I think wherever this bow is going to be is wherever it's going to be, right? So I think it's going to be right here in the middle. So just be careful when you're pulling it that you don't do it too tight. And then, okay, so now let's use our ribbon scissors to cut this. Okay, so now I'll show you the easier way in just a second. Okay, so now right here is our Whisper White piece that we're going to do our stamping on, and we're going to use our tulip for the stem. So we're going to need, I use Old Olive. That's the color that I use. So let's grab Old Olive. And then I like to use this block. I don't know what size block this is offhand. But you can also, with this, you can make it go any way. This, because it's a photopolymer set, you can make your stem curve however you want it to. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it curve the way it's supposed to. And then I'm going to stamp it. Now you're going to put these tulips on, so you want to make sure, probably right there. Oh, so there goes Andrew yelling at somebody. And then let's make this a little straighter. And then let's do it this way. Now, oh, I got a little bit of ink there because see, I rocked my block. Okay, let me see if I can get rid of that. The other thing that you can do, if you don't have this tulip set, there goes Violet. So apparently it's Violet and Andrew fighting. If you don't have the tulip set, I'm going to show you what you can do. Where's my scratch piece? Here's my scratch piece. Okay, so if you don't have the tulip set, take your ink pad, pinch it together. You can still do this even with our new style of ink pads. Open up your ink pad and you're going to have a little bit of ink in here. Take your Wink Stella and just make a stem. So you practice a few times. So you want to start out kind of thin on the top and then press it as you go. So see how that is? Just take it and start out real thin at the top and then press it down as you go, and it'll give you a different look. So you can do that, and everybody who got the kit got a Wink Stella, so you can totally use your Wink Stella to do that as well, okay? So then I'm going to try and remove some of that. I don't think I'm going to be able to remove all of it, but maybe a good amount of it I will be able to. Well, okay, so we're gonna have a tulip here. Okay, so let's bring in our Bermuda Bay piece, and this is just gonna layer together. We're gonna do it flat. Hi, Deborah from Texas. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we'll put this here. Okay, now let's see how I can fix this situation. We're gonna have a tulip here and a tulip here. So let's get those down, and I wanna pop those up, add some dimension. Make it curved, and then same with this. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to try to put this leaf over the mark, so then we can have that, and it can hang off a little bit because this piece is going to go here. Where am I putting the sentiment? Oh, I know where I'm putting it. Okay, so before we go any farther, let's put our sentiment on, and we're gonna use one that's not in here. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, we're gonna use the one that says well done. Okay, I need another tiny block. And then let's use Bermuda Bay, because why not? It's my favorite. So we're going to do well done. It's a dangerous situation to be stamping the sentiment, but I'm going to try not to rock the block. Oh, you guys can barely even see. Hold on, and all. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, so now let's attach this part to the card, and then we'll do the leaves. And I definitely want to pop this part up. Oh my gosh, Andrew's ticked off. I don't know what's going on, but he is angry. Have you guys seen Elf, the Christmas movie, where the I don't know, I haven't seen it very much. I don't tend to like Will Ferrell, so I don't tend to watch his movies. And in fact, that's the only one we own of his. But like towards the middle of the movie, when they say like, oh, he's an angry little elf, somebody's an angry little elf, that's what we say to Andrew when he gets mad. Somebody's an angry little elf. And whatever's happening, Andrew's angry. Okay. So we have our card. Fix our twine. And we'll add this piece here. Hold on, you guys. Get away from my car. Okay, now let's fix this piece. So what I've done is I've punched out 2 of these pieces that we can use as leaves. And I think it'll work out great to just add this to the floral image. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be weird. Okay, let's start with this one and let's add it flat, because then we can fix our mistake, right? Okay, so let's get it on here like that. Now let's pop this one up, and then I'm gonna punch 2 more. So let's use some dimensionals. This isn't Granny Apple Green. So, looking like maybe I should have used Granny Apple Green instead of Old Olive. So let's grab our tulip punch and punch out a couple more of these leaves. So this one that's kind of going off the paper, I actually think that will work really nice. Let's put it here and let's make that flat. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is looking good or not. Okay, and then I feel like maybe that where that is isn't the best spot, because now how do I do another leaf? Okay, let's punch this one out. So you have to kind of cut around things when you're trying to punch these out, but it's okay. Oh, I think it goes the other way. I guess what if I go up high? Oh, like this. How about like this? Does that look right, you guys? Or does it look weird? Okay, we're gonna do it. I think it looks weird. I think this looks really weird this way, but I'm gonna show you the other one that I feel like turned out a little bit better. I think maybe it's because this is like, can I take this off? Nope, it did look better this way. But I don't know, that looks so weird. I don't think it's supposed to go that way. But then this way, I feel like it looks just as weird. Okay, so here's this one that I feel like I messed up. I'm just feeling pressured with the kids fighting up there and like... So let me show you the one I did when I was not feeling pressured. So this one, the card opens up this way, which typically I don't make my cards when they open up this way, when they fold this way. I don't typically make them this way. I always do that this way because I prefer my card to open up this way. So putting the twine on this one was easier because you can just wrap it around. And I believe the kits are cut this way. And then here's the leaves that I did, and I actually used the other side, so there was no white border. So I don't know, a little bit different for sure, different ways to do it. And then let's add a little bit of glimmer. Before, where's my scratch paper? Well, I don't know where it's at. Before I go find out what's going on with my kids. So you could just add the Wink of Stella to all of this. Like to the tulips. I think this is a new Wink of Stella. I go through Wink of Stellas so much. Okay, so there's that. And then you can do the same thing on the hearts. Like for this one, I would like probably just do maybe the front one because it's popped up. And it's a little bit hard to see. I don't have that much light in here right now. You could do that. And then definitely with the umbrellas, like definitely put that glitter on those umbrellas. I love this yellow umbrella, but I have a thing for yellow. It's probably my second favorite color. Okay, so here's this card. Let's look at all the ones that we did. Here's this one. And then here's the tulip one, which you guys tell me which tulip one you like better. The one that I did on camera with you guys, or the one that I did, this one. Like the first one or the second one. You guys tell me. And so I have a whole bunch of stamps to clean, which I'm going to do. I promise I will do it before I put them all away. We used the Modern Heart stamp set for the umbrella and the tulip for the sentiment, the tulip stamp set, this one. And then we used Well Said. Those are the stamp sets we used. We didn't use any other dies, so we just used the punch and then the Pleased as Punch designer paper. And this paper is only available till the end of the month. And then we're in the last few days of celebration. And Stampin' Up! Added a whole bunch of more items to the celebration list. So for every $50 you spend, you're getting a free item. And that ends at the end of March. So these came out really good. If you want to sign up for Blessed to Stamp, you can do that. There's a link in the description. This is going to go to YouTube today. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can sign up as well. And next month, I think I already have an idea of what we're going to do. I had an idea last night of what I could do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to go so I can figure out what's happening with my kids and get this mess cleaned up. And I hope to be crafting this weekend and coming up with some stuff for next week. And hopefully I'll be live with you guys more next week. And I'll be able to create more with you. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will chat with you guys later.